So, sometimes it can be really nerve-wracking thinking about, oh, how do I promote what I've got to offer to an employer because I'm really nervous and I don't know whether I'll come across right. Just imagine for a moment that you were promoting somebody else, maybe a friend, maybe somebody who'd asked you to do this big favour. Because notice when you think about promoting somebody else, it's not as daunting, it takes away some of the emotion. And equally, if you imagined that you were actually doing a marketing campaign that you're putting on paper, it just happens to be about you. Get somebody else to help you write your marketing campaign. So what do I mean by that? I mean, first of all, listing what are some of those things that you do outside. Get your friends to help you to list the things you do outside, because you don't always think about what you do, elsewhere. You just think that's just something you do. Get others to help you think it through. That's step one. Step two, when you've got that sorted, think, well, how could that transfer to an employer? Again, get a friend, maybe a couple of friends to help you think about what an employer might be able to do with that. And if you can't come up with any ideas, maybe ask your parents, what would they do with that? Because they're probably in business. So ask them, how could they use some of those qualities, and list them next to the things that you do outside school and inside school that could be useful. The next step is to think, well, okay, I've got some things I can talk about. Put them on your CV and put them at the top of your CV, because that's the first thing that the employer is going to look for. And remember, keep your CV short. If it's pages and pages, they'll get bored. They want to just see what you've got to offer. It's a bit like when you look at the product description on the back of a packet. If it goes on and on and on, then you probably won't read all of it. You might just read the first few lines. Those first few lines need to be about what you are offering that they can really use. When you've done that, start getting a time frame for it. And as I've said, get some friends involved. Think, well, what's the timetable going to be? When will you have got that CV done? When will you have started looking at the sort of opportunities that are available? Then maybe write some letters, making sure there's no spelling mistakes in there and that it's legible, that it can be read. Write some letters to prospective employers. And hey, what have you got to lose? There might be just an employer one day who sees your letter and says, I love that. I really like what they can offer. And in that letter, start your first paragraph about what you can offer. Remember, you want to capture their attention. They want to see you as the right choice and feel that there's something there that they'd like to know more about. When you've sent out loads of letters, start maybe ringing up a few employers, or doing it as a sort of, as a team. Maybe something you could do at school is agreeing just to ring some employers and ask them, would they be willing to come in and just give you a little talk about what they're looking for? Because you can't beat getting them face to face. And if you're in the crowd and you're saying some things and asking some intelligent questions based on what I've been telling you, they might just be thinking about when they could employ you in the future. So get them face to face. The best impact one can make is when it's face to face, because then they can see the colour of your eyes, and if you're somebody that they're really interested in, and they have an opportunity to hear you, and they get a handle on whether you're somebody that they would like to have in the organisation. So when you pulled your plan together, get together with friends and say, what do you think I've missed? Ask one of the parents, what do they think you've missed? Because you want to get as much input into this as possible, because this is your future. This is going to lead you to the things that you really, really want. That might be about having a really nice car, maybe a nice house. It might be about being recognised in the community as really being someone special, standing out from the crowd. It might be about you simply want to have the things that other people have in their life, in their family. And you can have those things if you start now, because you can prepare to be successful and you can prepare to fail. You want to prepare to be successful because you know you deserve it. You've just got to find a way of communicating it to the employers out there and getting them in front of you so they can really hear what you have to say.